Awesome. Well, happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for all gathering today. I'm super excited to have all of you here and for this very special call with one of my favorite women in the world, Ms. Kathy Coover, our co-founder of Isagenix. Kathy is such an inspiration to me. For those of you that don't know a little bit about her background in Isagenix, she was the #1 income earner in 3 different network marketing companies. So she's been there. She knows what to do. She was a dental hygienist in her former life. She has her wonderful son, Eric Coover, who is now part of our company, he and his wife, Peta, and they now have 2 beautiful children. So Kathy is a grandmother now. And then her partner, Jim, is her hubby, as well as our other co-founder. Jim worked on the corporate side of network marketing companies. So he's created the absolute best compensation plan for all of us. So it is my honor and pleasure just to introduce Kathy to all of you today. And then, so Kathy, you can say hello, and then we'll just kind of go into what we're going to chat about.
Okay, great. Well, welcome everyone. So excited to meet you, and everybody's working from home. And so we're all in the same environment and all surviving and hopefully thriving. I know it's a challenging time for a lot of people, but you learned how to be resourceful in this kind of environment. So I'll tell you what, we're very grateful for Isagenix that we can keep our doors open, that we can, keep paying our commissions, keep shipping our products, everything. Oh my gosh, so many other companies are suffering so much. My heart goes out to them. So welcome everyone. You've got an amazing leader with Bethany. You should be very excited about that. And I'm excited to meet you all. Questions you might have.
Yay, and we have people from all over. Why don't you also put in the chat where you live and where you're from. As you see, Kathy, from the chat, we've got people, Heather, for example, she's one of my very first executives. I met her in Breckenridge, Colorado. She now lives in Salt Lake City, Utah. She's a little sad that we're not all coming to visit her this summer. And then my sister Janine Jones is one of my other executives, and she is here in Gilbert with me. We've got people from all over, lots of Arizona people right now. Jen Clements is in Tennessee, right, Jen? She's shaking her head no. No, oh, it's okay. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. We have Ruth from Australia. Georgia. Georgia? Okay. I knew she was down south somewhere there. But we have a lot of people here from Arizona as well. Greg is from the mountains. You're back in Denver, right, Greg? Can't keep up with Greg. He's moving all over. And then Debbie, Liz, Nikki, Kaylee, Elaine, and the other Debbie are all from Arizona. So we've got lots of Zonies in the house as well. So Kathy, if I could, I was thinking, because just so you guys know how this call kind of came about, was Kathy and I were texting and I said, I've had some brand new people. Oh, and Julie as well. Julie's from Arizona. I said, I have some brand new people that since this pandemic have come to me and said, I need to make some money. So I'm working really closely with a few of the people on the call today. And then I have Greg and Heather, who have been on my team for many, many years, since like 2011, 12, 13, something like that. They've stayed consultants. Heather actually is one of my executives, as I mentioned. Greg has a million BV and just waiting for him and his wife to tap into the potential that Isagenix offers. So we've got a little bit of everybody on here. So I thought, because you're so inspiring to me, Kathy, and all of your experience and everything, I would love to just kind of make it more of a Q&A. So
okay, perfect. That's awesome.
We can get a little bit of feedback from you. And if you guys have particular questions, you can just write in the chat, I have a question, and then unmute yourself, when I call on you, and you can ask Kathy the question yourself. How does that sound? Good? Okay. So Kathy, as I mentioned, you were a dental hygienist. And when you initially decided to go into network marketing, how did you choose your first company and what made you say yes to that person?
Well, actually, that's a great question. I was a dental hygienist and looking for a way out. I was burned out and my body was giving up. And so I've been looking for a while for another business. And my husband kept encouraging me to look at network marketing. And I really didn't understand it. And this was 28 years ago. And then he introduced me to a company and a product that actually I started on the product. It really, really helped me. It was a nutritional product, and we had a drink very similar to Ionics and a shake. And it was nutritional supplements, and that aligned with me because I was a health professional. And the products worked for me. I felt better, and I just said, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be successful. I made the commitment, and making that commitment, I think, is key. You have to commit. And when I committed to my family, to everyone, that I was going to do this. I set goals for myself, and they were very realistic goals. My first goal was I wanted just to replace my income as a hygienist. I was working only about 3 days a week, and I just wanted to replace that. And so I set realistic goals for myself with that, and really dug in and started learning how to become successful at network marketing. I didn't have a sponsor. You're very lucky to have a good sponsor. I didn't have a sponsor. I was sponsored to the company, so I had to do everything myself, create everything. So that's how it started, and I fell in love with it. As soon as I replaced my income, then I thought, I'm going to help other people replace their income, make a secondary income, and the magic started helping. And what I loved about it is, this is what I really, really love about network marketing, is you help other people become successful and you become more successful. And it's usually not like that in traditional business. It's usually you go up the ladder at the expense of other people. So when I saw that and I really got into it, I saw the power of it. And then what I loved about it was there was no ceiling on my income. When I was a hygienist, the most amount I could make a day was $250. Didn't matter how much teeth I cleaned or what I did, that's all I could make. And I was stuck at that forever. And so I saw this, wow, I could make, an incredible income. I didn't have to go back to school to learn any degrees. I learned as I went, and I just fell in love with it. And so it's a journey. It really is. And the other wonderful thing is the personal growth and development. What held me back from it for many years was me in the comp plan. I thought, how am I going to do this? I didn't understand. It was just so different than the traditional wholesale retail. And I finally got that. And then the other big fear was speaking in front of the room. I was so frightened of that. So anyway, you get over your fears, you become really good at it, and then you just become a better person. And all the skills that you learn in this profession, you can use in your life. I learned time management. I learned how to work with people. I learned how to communicate, how to listen better. And I used those with my family in raising my son too. And so, I just think it is the best profession in the world when it's done right. And that's why we created Isogenics, because I had been let down by several companies, and I was, you put your name and your reputation on the line, and you expect the company to do their part. And if they don't, it's very disappointing. So that's where we started Isogenics, really to create a company that was all about the people, to have the best products, the best systems, the best training, and to create a community. People a lot of times are just looking for community, and they're looking for culture and growth and be part of something that's bigger than they are, and something they could be passionate about. I've been doing this Isogenics for 18 years, and I still get up every morning, and it's just as passionate as I was the day we started it, when we started with 7 employees. And now we have about 700 employees. So it's been quite a ride. It really has.
That's one of the things I shared about you when I invited each of these individuals to the call. I say, Kathy does not need to work another day in her life, and she's the hardest working woman I know. She works every day, and every time I'm at Isogenics Corporate, I see her somewhere in the hallways. There were a couple of things that you mentioned that I just want to bring up and just clarify for some of the people on here. You had said, number one, that you had been let down by several different companies. And one thing that I love about Isogenics is our motto, our company motto, which is, if it's not right for the customers, and it's not right for the company. And I see that through and through all the time. You guys always do the right thing. And so can you talk about that just for a quick second?
Well, yes. That was one of the first statements that we made, because a lot of times companies do things that are just right for the company and not right for the associates, the customers. And, you know, so I think that that was a big statement for us, because if it's not right for you, it's not going to work for the company. And so we think about that with everything we do, every promotion we launch, everything, every change. You know, how are we going to communicate this? Is this going to work for our people? You know, because I was with a company that changed their comp plan 4 times, and that was not easy to keep having to learn it, and you get the fear and all that. So that's why we created that motto. And it's really in all of our board meetings, everything. It's the first thing we talk about. How would this will affect our field? Would this work for them?
And I always see it. The other thing you mentioned is how our compensation plan is geared towards helping others rise, right? So when we help others, for example, who do we have that just went crystal manager on this call? Oh, it's Tess, and she texted me. She's not able to make it. She has a job, and she's like, my boss is in the office. I can't get on. So I'll share the recording with her. And Liz is on the call with us. She just went crystal manager, and Liz doesn't even do this as a business, but she got a $500 bonus, $450 in an extra cycle. And I mean, it's just so incredible that when we help other people, we get paid. And I remember learning from some Mary Kay gals that when they helped promote people on their team, they actually took a pay cut.
Yeah, that's just called a stair-step breakaway.
Right. So I just could not understand that. I was like, what? I mean, we just get more and more money for helping our team grow. If we help our people make money, we're making more money. Which, could you imagine what would be the incentive? You know, I heard John Raines did a great call on comp plans recently, back in February for Eden and Zach. And it was an awesome call. If you guys haven't watched it, I posted it in a Legacy Lifestyle Facebook group. And it was so good because he explains how, you know, when he came to Isogenics, he realized that the culture in the community was so powerful because we all work together as a team to lift one another up. And we actually earn more for helping our team earn more. I mean, could you imagine being with a company where if I were to help my sister reach executive, I would now make less money? What would be my incentive besides the fact that she's my sister, you know, or, you know, somebody that I care about? It's so, I just love how you and Jim have really created, you know, the best compensation out there, and how our volume never flushes, you know, and how we just continue to grow. Does anybody have a question for Kathy before I go into my next one? Like to just put your hand up if you do. You know, I'll make me do all the talking.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm just the girl next door.
She really is. Kathy did a wonderful luncheon for us for the Chandler Chamber of Commerce for our women in leadership. And Kathy, I got to tell you, I still have people coming up to me, well, not in person, but, you know, Facebook messages and things, just saying, oh my gosh, Kathy Coover was so inspirational. She's, oh, I love that. That was one of my favorite luncheons. So thank you again for doing that. There's a few, actually, Debbie Hammonds, who is on this call. Debbie, raise your hands. Debbie was there. That was her very first Women in Leadership luncheon.
Okay.
She sat at the table with my sister Janine, and she's now one of our newest consultants. And she wants to just take this and run. So that'll kind of go into my next question. What would you say to the brand new person, because there's mainly everybody on here is brand new, to the brand new person that just wants to take this and run with it? What would be your biggest advice or tip?
I could be here for 2 days, but what I would say is that this is a very unique opportunity, you know, in history right now. I mean, I'm almost 68 years old, and I've never been through anything like this in my life. And I think it's a wake-up call for a lot of people to realize that they can't always take everything for granted, and that they need to have, you know, an additional income stream, something they can count on that keeps growing, they keep adding to, you know. And so I think it's a great time to approach people and just check in with them, see how they're doing. Don't prejudge anybody, because I'm telling you right now, we have very, very successful people joining our company. We had 1,300 people join yesterday, and we're seeing, you know, a spike right now because, you know, you have people that own businesses, you know, chiropractors, health professionals, they're out of work. I talked to a lady, her husband hasn't worked in 2 months, he's a doctor. And, you know, so they're looking at this as an option. And so I would say that don't prejudge anybody, talk to a lot of people, but really think about what you're going to say to people. And I would lock arms with Bethany and, you know, make your list of your top 10 people and think about why you thought of them. You know, because people are struggling right now, and you have to be very empathetic and very, very careful when you're approaching them now, because you don't want to be like, you know, you're just throwing something at them. You're really trying to help people. I'm just telling you, I called out yesterday to so many people. It was unbelievable. Just telling them they earned $500 in the pool, $1,000 in the pool, $2,500 in the pool. I mean, people were crying, Bethany, because they said, that's going to pay my house payment. And I haven't, you know, had a salary in 30 days. So, you know, people are looking for options. And I think just saying, look, I'm really excited. You know, I just started an online business in the nutrition business. And this whole COVID thing has been a real wake up call for me and my family. And I'm never going to be left, you know, alone like this. And just make statements like that. And then they're going to ask you what it is. And it's good to create that curiosity. And then, you know, just show them, introduce them to Bethany and let her do a lot of the talking, especially if you're new, because she's a pro. And introduce people and see where they feel comfortable. A lot of people are going to say, we don't have any money right now, but they have to eat, you know. And so the beautiful thing is sometimes you have to adjust what pack you're bringing people in right now just because of the situation. But, you know, we're selling, it's really amazing. We're selling a lot of the 4-pack shake packs, you know, because it's 56 meals. And people can justify that. And look at, I can show you how to get your products paid for your credit card comes. So it's approaching people every day, connecting, follow up. And then after you follow up with them, you know, asking them questions, finding out what's missing from their life. If you could live your ideal life, what would it look like? You know, nobody ever asked me that ever in my life. And a lot of times people don't think about that. What would your life be like if you could have your ideal life? And then people will start painting it. And so on a monthly basis, you know, what is that going to cost you? And, you know, it could be $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. Say, look at, are you open and willing to look at a solution to achieve your dreams and goals? And, you know, if they hem-haw or whatever, I think this is a really good question to ask them, because I learned this from one of our top people in Australia. I had the good fortune of traveling all over the world, listening to some of our top people. And this one gentleman got up there and he was going through the interview that I was talking about. But when they kind of fray a little bit, he said, well, I want to ask you one question. Have you ever had to say no to your children because you didn't have enough money to do it? And then that just like makes them realize, yeah, or your spouse or your significant other, because I think it hits them in the heart. Like, look, we can show you how to do this. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. It's just consistency and keep enrolling people, keep working with people, and showing them the ladder, showing them the possibility, casting the vision of what can happen. I mean, Laura Stevens did a really good call the other day. I listened to it. And, you know, her story, you know, her husband was in Iraq and, you know, he was ready to be sent out. And, you know, she was 80,000 in debt. And she said, if someone hadn't told me about the opportunity, I wouldn't be where I am now. And, you know, the woman is making a fortune right now with Isogenics, retired her husband, he's not in Iraq. So don't prejudge anybody. You know, you never know what the pain they're going through. And they may need this more than anything. And then getting the third party validation with Bethany is always really, really great. And getting them to one of our events, you know, we're having a big online event. I was just on for 2 hours going through all the modules. It's going to be great. It's our ISA Academy, and we were going to have it in person, but now it's online. It's free.
May 2nd, everybody. Mark your calendars. If you don't have that marked, it's a free event. Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
It's going to be good.
We are doing, first of all, just to let you know, Kathy, a lot of the people on this call are doing really a wonderful job just starting three-way messages. We kind of have a little script that we're using. They're introducing me. They're earning while they're learning. Julie, for example, Julie, raise your hand. Julie is a beauty counter girl. Do you know beauty counter?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
And her and I have been friends from yoga for about a year or so. And, you know, when she, oh girl, I wish you would have joined my team because she is so great at social media. And I've always watched her and thought, man, she would make a great network marketer because she was working as an esthetician for the Village Health Club here in Ocotillo. And I just thought, you know, she's pretty much promoting that business instead of promoting herself. And so everybody loves Julie, everybody who meets her. And she did a post on Sunday and it was so beautifully done and so perfect. She enrolled 3 people on Sunday, went consultant on day 1. So that was pretty exciting. And then Jen Clements also, Jen, wave your hand. She went consultant on day 1 as well. Yeah, so she's like, can my husband join the challenge with me? I'm like, well, he needs his own account, so let's make that happen. And by the way, let's get you one more person. And then, you know, so we're doing a lot of the everyday health packs for those of you who haven't, you know, been working so as close with me. We're doing everyday health packs. We're doing the everyday shake packs. They're about $160 a piece. I mean, for $160, you know, right now, the everyday shake pack, they get 56 meals. 56 meals for $160. $3 a meal. I mean, we all know how powerful our shakes are. So it's really, it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. It's delivered right to their door. They get the protein, the high quality, everything that they need. And just for enrolling 2 friends, for helping 2 friends order a pack as well, the minimum they're going to earn back is $120. So they end up spending $40 for their pack. It's just, it really is a no-brainer. Everybody should be going consultant like instantly right now. Instantly. And that's how I'm working with everyone right now is just, let's get your products paid for. And then let's help you reach your next goal. What's your next goal? Is it a car payment? Is it your rent, your mortgage? You know, what is it? And that's kind of set out a plan. I wrote, gosh, I'm taking so many notes of everything Kathy's saying.
Mommy juice is the ionic. I know, I just want to kiss that.
It's funny because a lot of people will say to me, is this one product, you know, and I try to explain it to them, but I say, here's what I'm going to tell you is it's going to become your liquid gold, your mommy juice. It's going to become your favorite product. A lot of people don't even know what it is. And sometimes they're like, well, can I get the pack without that? I'm like, no, you want that. And it's helping. I know my sister Janine with her special needs son, she's going through like a bottle every week or so. Yeah, every week. I mean,
well, it's best, but you know, how you notice the ionics is all of a sudden, I remember I started taking a product like that. It's very similar to the one Ionics, and because my husband actually created that. And it's all of a sudden things don't bother you as much. Like, you know, 5 o'clock frenzy hour where all the kids are screaming at you. You just like, well, oh, you know, you just, things don't bother you. It's very subtle, but it's magical. And it helps too right now when people are they get a little depressed after a while. You know, and so you can have 2 shots of it too, or 3.
2 or 3. I joke that I actually get out of bed every morning for my Ionics. And sometimes when I'm not getting out of bed as easy as I'd like to, for whatever reason, maybe I need to cleanse, my husband will actually bring me Ionics to bed. It's like Ionics for breakfast in bed. Right. I love it. And I love that question. Go ahead, Julie.
No, I just wanted to say that I was one of those people that was like, no, I'm just going to start with the shakes first. And then I enrolled my husband and I was like, okay, we got to try this Ionics. And yesterday was my first day trying it. And normally I kind of start to feel a little anxious around 10 a.m. just with the kids and everything going on. I have 2 toddlers. And I was like, oh, it was 12:30. I went to make my second shake and I was like, oh, I don't feel anxious. This is mommy juice. This is liquid gold. So it's my new favorite product.
It's very subtle, but very powerful.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. Yeah. I don't go a day without it. And when I travel, it comes in powder. For those of you that don't know, it comes in powder as well. But when I travel, I take my liquid. I literally will just put a bottle in a Ziploc bag in my suitcase. I take my liquid, and because when you're traveling, you need even more of that, you know. Yeah. How about the question that Kathy had posted or had shared that she would ask somebody, if you could live your ideal life, I love that. That's such a great question, Kathy. And what other questions do you think are the most powerful ones? I love how you said just subtly check in with people. I
Yes.
think that's super powerful.
Yeah, I think just, I think people a lot of times just don't dream anymore. They just think that this is it. That's all. They're going to have to live in this confined box. They don't dream. They don't see the possibilities. And so I think making people dream again and showing them, casting the vision of what can happen, the flexibility to work from your home, to be, to be present, to make a good income is everything, and so, and then, but asking them that other question, how much would that ideal life take you on a monthly basis? Because that could be what their goal is, what it is. And then I usually ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to achieve your goals? And this is all in the new associate checklist. You don't have to ask all the questions, but I'm telling you, they work. Because everybody used to ask me, how did you create so many leaders? And I said, these are the questions I asked them. And I just picked the ones that wanted it, and I worked with the ones that wanted it, the ones that, hem-hawed and didn't, commit. It's okay. They just become consumers. You keep feeding them different things, but, you're looking for the ones, the people with the burning desire. That's what you're looking for. Who do you know that has a burning desire to change their position in life? Because I really find those people are the best. People that may have had success in the past may have lost it. They may have had hardships and they want it back. I feel like those are the best people that that's the ones you're looking for. I'm looking for people with a burning desire to change their position in life.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. And let's see, I'm just looking. Oh yeah, everybody's just agreeing. People are afraid to commit. They're afraid to dream. And, we just have to show them that there is another way. And Kathy, I didn't even ask you, I'm so sorry. Did you have 30 minutes or 60 minutes set for this call?
I have a little bit longer. I have another call.
Okay. Okay. All right. I want to give you all a chance to unmute yourself. And this is your chance with Kathy Coover. Ask away, ask a question. Ruth, I know you're dying to. Well, if you could ask Kathy Coover any question that you want, what would you ask her? Or Debbie, Jen, Elaine?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about what's coming. You'll hear Isogenics 2.0. Isogenics 2.0 is really just taking Isogenics to the next level. We've been around for 18 years and things change and you've got to modify and you've got to grow. So we're really working on our product portfolio to simplify. So we are going to eliminate a few of our products that aren't big sellers, and we'll let everybody know in case they want to stock up. And we're upgrading. There's some new technology out there that is very exciting, and we'll be one of the first ones to have it. So you'll see it appear in our shakes. It's already in our Bia drink. I'm surprised they don't have one. I already had one today, but they're so good. It's got raw ingredients. And, we didn't have that before. Since 1950s, they've always used, like you'll see, niacin and things like that. Instead of seeing niacin, you'll see broccoli in our products, spinach, kale, oranges. So we're going to put raw nutrients in our products. So we're really excited. I got the first batch of it. It's delicious. We've lowered the sugar in a lot of our products. They were low in sugar anyway, but there's the perception. So we've taken out the added sugar. They're delicious. They're wonderful. And so you're going to see that coming. You're going to see some real updates in IT. And this is going to, 2.2 is not going to happen overnight because it's massive. But you're going to see new upgrades in our sign up, in our website, in everything. We're going to new technology. So we're going to be gradually phasing it, keeping the old as we phase in the new, because you can't let go of everything. You got to keep it updated and phase in the new. So it's a lot of work. So we're really excited about that and enhancing the customer experience too with new technology and different things. So we have a new app coming that I'm so excited about. I think you've seen it, maybe from Ellen. She keeps telling me, oh my God, you got to see the Penny app. So we're getting this new tool that you'll be able to help you. It's like a robot for your business.
A few of us are already using it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And if anybody else wants to use it, I absolutely Yeah, I'll get everybody going on it because it is a great, great new feature. And I know
Yeah.
Travis Ogden, our CEO, he talked at in Grand Cayman about the 3 initiatives that Isagenix is really focusing on, which is product innovation. Like Kathy said, they're always, fixing the, I don't want to say fixing, but bettering the products any way that we can, right? Just
Well, everything changes. Food
yeah,
tech.
everything changes, right?
I think about the way I used to eat when I was a teenager compared to what I eat now.
Yeah. So product innovation and then marketing and technology. And our marketing, you'll start to see, do you want to talk about the shift and just how the products are just, everything's going to kind of be rebranded?
Yes, we're rebranding everything right now. And it will be rolled out in stages, but you'll see it coming out at our celebration time. And that will be virtual too, because I don't think 10,000 people want to be in a room in July. So we're doing it virtual, but you're going to have new packaging. And it will say, everything that's in it. It will say non-GMO, grass-fed, all the kind of things that are in the product. You'll have more sustainable packaging. My son's really adamant about that. So you're going to see more and more of that coming. So we're so excited. It's a lot.
And it just looks very clean and very, Eric really explained it well. He said, it sometimes, people can think it looks medical, a product can look medical, and this is going to look just very natural, very organic. And you've already seen a little bit of it with like the bone broth. For those of you who have tried the collagen bone broth, I mean, the packaging is so beautiful with like the little leaves on it. And so that's kind of the direction that we're going. And then last but not least, the third core area is technology, which, I mean, Isagenix is just so ahead of the curve with everything that they do with our apps, our IsoPulse app, our IsoLife app. You can do everything now. You can join the IsaBody right on your IsoLife app. It's amazing. And you know what I really love, for those of you that have been in a while, they actually give you the option now when you complete an IsaBody, there's a little box and you can check if you just want your $200 coupon or if you want to submit an essay and be included for all of the, cash prizes. And I think that's great because it probably saves the IsaBody team at corporate a lot of time reading 40,000 essays for people who just want the coupon. So they're just constantly doing little things like that. And when I see those little things rolled out, I get so excited. I immediately send Janina Marco Polo, hey, did you know this? So it's so great. Yeah, Janine, you want to say something?
I just want to say thank you also, Kathy, not only for your time today, but for taking away the membership fee, except for those of us who want to build a business. That's been huge. I actually have recently been re-enrolling people. They're like, yeah, I don't want to be a member. I'm like, you don't have to be a member. You can just be a customer. They're like, really? I can just order what I want. And that's been great for people that just want to be those happy product users. And then I just wanted to point out that Debbie did have a question, and she asked, how do I get myself out there? I post yet no one asked. People just say, oh, good luck with that. So Debbie is a massage therapist. She wants more than anything to build this business and really succeed. She's been doing a fantastic job plugging into all the trainings, and she's extremely coachable, but she just wants your advice as to really how to get herself out there.
So she's doing social media posts and just not working? Well, have you looked at what she's posting?
She's been doing a really good job posting. She's using a lot of our templates and also recycling some of our posts as well. And I think it may be just trying to connect personally with some people other than just on social media.
Yeah.
Well, and I think my recommendation with the social media would just be simply, like Kathy said, reaching out to people, checking in on them by private messages, because you have to understand only 7% of your Facebook friends are actually seeing your posts. If you're interacting with different people daily, they're going to see your posts. But the main thing is being personable and sending them private messages, checking in, starting conversation. What would you say about more in person, Kathy?
Well, when we can do that again.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, I like the voice messaging on your phone just because it shares your enthusiasm. Sometimes a post and words just don't show the passion, don't show the excitement. why I love, sending a message, because people will listen to it. And then after you send a message, just say, okay, if you want to talk, I'm available, tomorrow at 2 or 3, or give them an option. But send the message and then put a little text message underneath to make sure that they see it. I think really works. And, they don't have to say exactly what it is. I mean, maybe she's giving too much information. Maybe she needs to create a little bit more of the curiosity.
Her posts are actually very good. I've been looking at them. They're very good. And they are creating curiosity for sure. So Janine, you've absolutely done a great job coaching her on that. And I think really it's just a matter, Debbie, of touching base with people one-on-one, because people may not be, they're not going to Facebook to buy something, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, you just want to keep it more personable.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, just staying consistent is key, because sometimes there's people that will watch you and watch you and watch you, never comment, never ask anything. And then a year down the line, they'll be like, you know what, I've been watching you and I really want what you have. So staying consistent is key. It really is.
That's really a good statement, because you're still doing that. You must be serious. Yeah. It's true. And not just in doing other posts too, lifestyle posts, or, showing that you're on a group. I mean, just group call posts. I mean, people are dying right now for community. We had a healthy happy hour a couple of weeks ago, and we had, I think 25,000 people viewed it. Because they're just lonesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a great happy hour. It was really good.
It was great.
Kaylee's saying that's how she was. She watched me on Facebook for over a year before she asked anything, before she said I want to be on her team. And then Debbie says, other than the whey protein coming from New Zealand, where are the other ingredients sourced? Avoid buying anything from China. A lot of my friends are feeling the same way.
Okay, so yeah, we source all of our raw ingredients from all different parts of the world. But as they come in, we source them, and then they go to manufacturing, and we test everything before it goes into manufacturing. And then it's manufactured, and then we retest, because you never know if something got in it or something degraded, or so everything is we source a lot of things from New Zealand, some even from the Himalayas. We have some products that come from the Himalayas, and we have some of our adaptogens that come from the Primoria region of Russia, which is just, that's where they grow all the adaptogens. And so that we're sourced from there, because my husband actually was one of the first ones to go to Russia after the Iron Curtain came down, and he brought the technology over. He met the scientists that have been using these adaptogens on the cosmonauts and their athletes. And so we have so many products sourced from all different areas. We don't go to China, to source things, but I can't tell you that there's nothing that comes from China, because I really don't know that. But I know that's not our go-to place. We get the whey protein from New Zealand, and some comes from the U.S. too.
Yeah, we have, and that's something that really just kind of came out recently, Debbie, just so you know, and it's very well known now in Isogenics, our protein is not just from New Zealand anymore. We do have our farms here. I think there's some in Australia as well, Kathy.
Yeah, there's Australia.
Mainly because New Zealand couldn't keep up with us.
Yeah.
So, but we have all of the same standards that we had in New Zealand at our other farms as well. And it's,
That's right.
grass-fed, no antibiotics, steroids, hormones, all of that. And like Kathy said, everything is tested raw ingredients. So everything's tested before and after packaging. So, which I love. And for those of you who have not visited yet, isogenicshealth.net has a lot of great information with our scientific studies.
Yes.
It's a fabulous, fabulous website for sure. So Kathy, if you could leave us with just anything, what would it be?
Oh, well, I would say that, this is, your future is in your hands, and that you can create anything you want. You really can. I mean, when I started in this profession, everybody laughed at me. Nobody, they thought, why is she leaving her profession? And you know, I think I'm glad they did, because it made me even want to do it more. It made me want to be successful. So I think your future's in your hands. You can create anything you want. And it all depends on your energy. You've got to keep your energy up all the time, no matter what it takes. And if sometimes you're home right now, and sometimes I, you know, I'm in this office all day long, so I turn high music on, I get my energy up, it gets me excited, dance around the house in between my calls, just because I have to keep my energy up. And then I think it's the energy and the enthusiasm in your team. And you're creating your own energy and enthusiasm. And as a team, you guys can do so much magic. And then it's execution. Set goals for yourself. You know, put down, where are you going to be in 30 days? You know, are you going for executive? Are you going to the crystal reset? You know, what is your goal? And keep your goals in front of you all over. I mean, I used to have my goals in my drawer, on my ceiling, you know, all over my wall. And I think it's important to keep your goals in front of you. Keep them on your computer, keep them on your iPhone. Yep, see? That's right. You know, see, she keeps your goals in front of you.
I was muted. I was saying the number needs to be changed. I need to update because I haven't updated the past couple months, but it's right there in front of me. You know, it's, yeah, that's one of the biggest goals right now. And there's several more all around.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's a great tip.
And then I think too, the team, just keeping your team together, keep each other accountable, you know, work together. I mean, a lot of leaders are doing what are called work it calls. And every morning they get on the phone and they, for an hour or 30 minutes, they contact people and they share ideas and what they're doing. So, you know, set out to get really good time management for yourself, you know, delegate times to work your business and totally work your business. Don't get distracted. Put your family first, always, and then tell your family what your goals are and why you're doing this. I mean, that was one of the most important things that I did. I went to Eric and Jim and I sat down and I said, this is what I want to achieve for my family, and I'm doing it for you, and I need your support and I need your help because I can't do it by myself. I'm going to be working and, you know, I need your support. And I just can't tell you, Bethany, the difference that made that I did that. I mean, Jim just became so much more helpful. I got so much time management. I worked on Tuesday and Thursday nights and Saturday morning. They knew that's when I was working. They knew my work schedule and they worked around it, and they supported me in that because I shared goals with them. And then we had family goals. Okay, so when we get to this rank, we're going to go here. It was like we always had a vacation planned. And that made a difference. Eric used to pack up my books. He used to sell my books and do all these things because he wanted to go on that vacation. And so anyway, those are just a few tips. Hopefully it helps.
Those are really, really great tips. Thank you. And I know Kathy travels all around the world all the time. She goes to all the different Isogenics markets. For those of you that don't know, we're in 14 countries now. And Jim and Kathy are there for a lot of the big events. She visits Australia, where her grandbabies are currently. They're in Australia at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. And then I know that they were going to live in London part-time.
Well, they did. They lived there for a year.
Okay, but that's done.
Operation going now. They're in Australia. They were supposed to be here, but obviously they're not now. I mean, they were going to come here to visit for a couple of weeks, but they can't get in. But they'll be here in July.
So Ruth just made a quick comment that she asked her husband, who in the UK do you think needs Isogenics? And he couldn't think of anyone. No friends need to lose weight, but it's not just weight loss, it's well-being.
That's right. You know, I'll tell you what, they do need. Europe needs desperately. I mean, they need things delivered to their door. They're in a crisis right now. And they need simple foods and things like that. They need extra money. It's expensive. So expensive to live in London and places like that. I can't even believe. I don't know how they do it. The price of housing, rentals, everything are so expensive. So they all need a secondary income stream. And I'll tell you, this has been a wake-up call for them too. Everything's shut down. You know, people are suffering right now and they're really open to options. And it's your conviction, your confidence, it's, you know, and say, look, you've got to take a look. No better time to take a look.
So to me, Kathy, network marketing just as a model is, to me, it's the number one business. It's the business of the 21st century, as Robert Kiyosaki shares, and there's all sorts of great products. I mean, my home is filled with so many different products from different network marketing companies, but I truly do believe that we have something special with Isagenix right now, especially because it's a consumable product that people are eating and it's just replacing their groceries. And so what would you say, why Isagenix right now? Why would you say Isagenix would be, if you were brand new and you were thinking about joining a network marketing company, why would you join Isagenix?
Well, number one, we're proven. We have a proven track record, and that's really important. There's really about 2,000 companies that start up each year. And at the end of the year, there's about 200 of them left. And that's with businesses, so, 80% of them fail. So why would you want with a company that's a startup? I'm telling you, it's not that easy. So you want to be with a company that's proven. You want to be with a company that has consumable products that people cannot stop talking about, that they would use them whether or not they're making money. And that's what Isagenix has. We have the best before and after pictures, the best results. And you need to be with a company that has a good compensation plan, because there's a lot of companies that have, like as you were talking about, the stair-step breakaways where you shut out as people expand. We are always innovating. We're always adding more money. I mean, the executive lifestyle bonus is a big deal for us to add that. And I'll tell you what, so many people are grateful to make another $10,000 a year. So, you want to be with that, and you want to be with a strong management team, and you want to have the strong leadership. And we have the best leadership. You've got Bethany, you've got Ellen, you got a great team. And that's really important to you, to your success. And so I think timing is never been better, never, ever been better, because people, like I said, have had a wake-up call. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki said it best. I mean, I started quoting him, years ago. And his definition of wealth, this is Robert Kiyosaki's definition of wealth. It's the number of days that you can survive after you stop working. Just think about that. Is that relevant now or what? How many days can you survive? And you need to have a business and you need to have owners that are committed. So, I mean, I'll just leave you with that. I think that, that's a great statement. You can use that. I mean, I just thought about it the other day. I was at a presentation. I go, oh my gosh, I used to say that all the time, but it's so relevant now. It's so true. Who would ever thought we'd be in this big mess?
And would you all say, by just a raise of hands, that we have owners that are committed? I mean, Kathy didn't have to take time out of her Friday afternoon, and I just thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. If you all want to just unmute one by one so we can let her get on and just give a little thank you, that would be awesome.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bethany, for all you do.
Thank you, Kathy, for always being there to help support and inspire everybody, because you're just such an amazing woman. Thank you so very much.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jim. We're so grateful. Thank
you.
So
Grateful.
Oh, I'm grateful too. I'm grateful for our community. So thank you for all you do. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.